The freehand tool is a quite unique tool. It could be used in many different applications as wildlife, free drawing, and more. There is three tools here. The first one is an open line. The next one is to close the object, and the other one is a fill. So, what this is nice to do is if you like to draw, or you have possibly a Wilcom tablet that you draw, or a Syntec where you draw on the screen, you could actually physically draw on your screen. And what's nice about it is you have different settings of smoothing it out up here, and then you also have little circles here of what the distance is to the next circle on there. So if you need to be so far away from the next stitch, you can change the settings on there, and then the amount of circles you have through here. So for example, I'm going to keep it at the settings right there, and I'm drawing right on my screen. Now you can use the mouse with this, and you don't have to do anything but hold the left button on a mouse. Otherwise, if you have a pen, and you could just click and just draw, and the smoothness will determine how it takes the turn. So right now I have it at 1 millimeter apart because I'm at the second circle. If I want to be at a half, I could actually lift my pen up and move it around if I need to move around, and then I could click on it again and draw again. So you could do this with the mouse also by holding your left mouse button down and move around, get to the point you want, and make the next decision and say, hey, I want to be a little farther apart. I could do that and then just draw on there with the mouse. As I said, hold the left button and it will just continue drawing. So no more left and right clicking to make turns in straight lines. You can still use the clicking on the screen, so you can move over and move around as you may want to do, and you could actually determine how far the stitches are. Now these are run stitches, so we'll go to our object properties and see it is actually a run stitch, and that is control. As you can see how accurate it is, straight lines when I lift it up, or curve as I was just drawing through there. And you could go ahead and change certain parts of it if you need to edit it. The nice thing about this is you can sketch now. So as you see here, this is one of your stock designs that comes with it, where it was drawn and then all was used is branching. For example, I'm going to go ahead and take this as a different color and take off my stitches and lock the object, and I'm going to right click and kind of drag it to the side so you get a second drawing through here. So I could actually now start drawing on here. I could start from anywhere, so I could actually determine how far distance I want and how smooth. So I could actually draw this, come back and go forth, and kind of get that little realistic drawing look if I was kind of like sketching through here, as you see through here, and go on and kind of give it the way I want to look. I could play around with this. Now I like to take off my auto scroll so when I get close to the screen it doesn't move on there. And then of course, once again, you could always use your mouse wheel where you could hold your control key or feature to move to the side if you need to, or your alt key to move a little farther down, and then get right back to drawing this design as you see through here. And I'm just going to go right through there. I'm going to press enter, and now I have that. And maybe next part I want to go over here. I'm not worried about my exit point because I'm going to branch it. So maybe I want to go through here and draw this area through here and go through there. And then I see some sketching through here, so I may go through here, give a little sketching through here, and go forth and give it a little shadow effect on there, and so forth. And press enter through there. And of course, I may go through here, draw a couple of lines through here, and then go through my whole design and continue that. Once I have everything done, I could actually go through there and select all my objects and say I want to start here, and I'm going to go ahead and press I on my keyboard for branching, say my entering and my exit point at the same spot. I'm going to go ahead and back this up. So to take off my true view, we're going to see how this sews. Started, I said entering the exit point, so now it's going to go draw through there and give my little detail and go through my design through there. And it's kind of free form, so you get that realistic drawing, and you get your double stitch in there so it stands up on the fabric and everything else and so forth. Now it's going to do my etching through there, to give it a little shadow effect and back and forth motion and that. So it's really up to you how you use this tool. Wilcom has actually created a design, or one of the testers might have set this in on here, and you can see that right through there this little parrot was drawn. Now this was all branch, and what happened through here, as you can see, they actually started from the bottom of the design and they branched it all. So it goes through there, and as you can see, it's kind of like draws through there. They kind of sketch it all over, and it took place on there, as you see. And I'm going to go ahead and open the object list so you can see exactly what happened on this. And like I said, they did not start on the bottom, but they started from maybe the nose area and stuff like that, and they created that. Through my object list, you see little branch through there, and I'm going to say break it apart, and you will see they actually drew the outline first, and then they started going through some of the detail through here, as you see. So you could take this and learn a little from it and play around with it and see how it worked for you. Now this is all run stitches and that, so it gives that little single run line stitch, low stitch count on there, and gives it a real artistic look. You could do that with other designs as you may have, and as I have this design through here, I might have used it through this eye point right through here as a free drawing. Instead of trying to do my run stitches, I might have created that by drawing that. And so I'm going to go ahead and click on there. I might have just went through here. I might have went through the eye, created my eye, drew around there, and I could actually branch it back, or otherwise I could give it that little texture look, zigzag look through here, and go through here and press enter, and then I can start doing my satin stitches on there, as you see through there. Kind of gives you a little nice feature through there. And once again, as when you have that, you have the control of smoothing. So for example, if I want it real smooth, I could get it real smooth. And then if I bring it all the way up and go through there, you will see it kind of changes smoothness, not as accurate. As I select on the nose, you can see there are a lot of turn stitches, but that determines on my run stitch how those stitches become. So in this one, as you can see, a little smoother, a lot more straighter nose to be more accurate. So that's what the smoothness will do. The other features is the automatic close outline. So if I'm drawing a design or so, and I may want to automatic close this nose area and I don't know need to get exact point, I could just press enter, and that would automatic close it, as you see through there. The other one is a complex fill, as really what it does is create a fusion fill on there. So I'm just going to go ahead and maybe draw this area through here, and it'll create a turning stitches through here, and as you see through there. So it will automatically determine my stitch angles. Now if I need to change this to a regular complex fill as one stitch angle going one direction, all I have to do is right click on the design and say convert to a complex fill, or I could actually click on my complex fill and change the stitch angles through there. And then if I want to give it jagged edges, I always could give it the jagged edges on there and determine which side I may want to do it, how much I want to do that. So there I have right there my jagged edges. So there's a lot of advantage on this. As I said, you don't have to use a mouse and so forth. But as I mentioned, I went through my design options through here, and I turn off my scrolling, because if I get close to the edge through here, it can kind of move my screen through here. Now I'm working on a screen, and if I use a mouse or a pen, it will want to move my screen and may do a quick jump more than I want. So by turning that off, I'm hitting the backspace to go back on there, so I'm holding the backspace. So it can really jump, as you see. It really jumped using right on the screen. So I do recommend, if you're going to do that, with the tablet or so forth, go to your design option and kind of disable the area, so if you get too close, your screen doesn't change. And as I mentioned, the mouse, you could change the behavior of the mouse. If you do mouse and you want to hold the Alt key, it will do a vertical scroll or a horizontal scroll and so forth. You could change this on this. So that's a quick sample of the freehand tool. I really enjoy using it, and I'm sure you will too. You don't have to have a tablet, but it does make it a lot nicer to do a lot of freehand drawing.